We were talking about systems of inequalities, and we want to graph linear inequalities and graph a system of linear inequalities to find the solution of the system. And there's a few things we have to remember when we're graphing linear inequalities. The boundary line needs to be dashed if the inequality is less than or greater than, because it does not have the equal to sign here at the bottom. There's no equal to sign. That means that that line is not included in the answer. If it does have the equal sign at the bottom, we use a solid line to show that those are part of the solution. Then you have to shade one side of the boundary line. If it's greater than or equal to, shade above the line. If it's less than or equal to, shade below the line. And then substitute a coordinate pair that is not on the boundary line into the inequality to decide if it's true or false. So those are the things that we want to do in order to get these graphed. So here we have a couple examples. We have x minus 2y is less than 4. And so the first thing is we want to get this into a linear form. So, or into a slope-intercept form. So what we want to do is get y by itself. So I'm going to rewrite it over here. Say x minus 2y is less than 4. So we can subtract x. And then we get negative 2y is less than negative x plus 4. And divide by negative 2. And then we get y, we divided by a negative 2. So we have to change the direction of the inequality. So y is greater than 1/2 x minus 2. So the other thing that we have to pay attention to that were in the rules is if this is not equal to, we should represent this line with a dashed line because of that symbol right there. So y is greater than 1/2 x minus 2. So minus 2 tells us that we should start our graph at negative 2. So right here, we'll have negative 5. We'll have negative 5, 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we go to graph this. We're going to go up to negative 2. And then our slope is up 1 over 2. So up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 2. So we got the line going pretty much right there. And then we have to remember that we have a dashed line. So it has to be dashed. So we have the dashed line there. Now, to make sure that you shade correctly, we need to substitute a value into the line. So I'm going to substitute any point that we want, but a real easy one to pick is 0, 0. So if we go ahead and we substitute 0, 0 into the equation, and if it's true, we'll shade that side of the line. If it's false, we will shade the other side of the line. So we're going to use the original equation here and say 0 minus 2 times 0 is less than 4. So 0 minus 0 is 0 less than 4. Yes, that is true. And so we'll shade that side that has that line on. So we can shade this upper side up here. So those are the solutions all the way up to, but not including that line there. And it makes sense. It says y is greater than that line. So y is above that line. Then we can look at another example we have over here. And we already have this in y equals mx plus b form. So we can just graph this as it is. So we'll get our line on here, or our grid on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can graph the line. So we start at +1, and then our slope is 5 over 1. So up 5 over 1, and then we're off, and then back 1, down 5, and back 1, down 5. Then we can draw that line, and again, this symbol here, less than, means dashed. So we can draw our dashed line that goes through those points. And then just like anything else, we want to check it. So I'm going to, again, if 0, 0 is not on the line, then it's a good idea to check 0, 0. In this case, sometimes it might be hard to tell, is 0, 0 on the line or not. So we can pick 1, 0. That will be pretty easy to tell as well. So 1, 0, that's the point that I'm going to check, and I'll put a dot right there to check, to remind myself where it is located. And so the y is 0 is less than 5 times 1 plus 1. So in this case, 0 is less than 6. Is that true? In this case, yes, that is true. So we want to shade that side of the line. So we want to shade this side over here. So this is included on the right side. Now, just to check another one, let's say we're going to check -1, 0. So let's check -1, 0. We'll substitute it in. So y is 0 is less than 5 times -1. So 0 is less than -5 plus 1. 0 is less than -4. So is 0 less than -4? No. So then we have to shade the other side. Okay, so if it's not true, then you shade the opposite side. So this, if you check this point and it's not true, then just shade the other side of the line. You don't have to check both sides.